Here's my audience. Hello, I would like to start by asking you one simple little question. What good are your organs to you when you pass away? I'm here today to talk to you about the importance of being an organ donor in the actual entire organ donation process. A little background history. In 2005, my daughter was diagnosed with needing a liver transplant. 2006, beginning 2006, she received the first one from an adult male. Unfortunately, that one did not take, so she was put back on the list. Late 2006, she received a full-size liver from a child her size. At the time, I didn't know how to take it. Range of emotions, given my daughter was being helped, but unfortunately a family had to suffer the loss of their child to help mine. But years later, about a year later, I would come to realize just the importance, and it made understanding the process better. So today I'd like to discuss, like I said, organ donation. I want to give you a couple stats. According to the American Transplant Foundation, there are more than 119,000 people on the waiting list to receive organs. A new name is added every 12 minutes. One donor can donate one donor can donate 8 different organs on top of tissue, cornea, and various other parts. To date, there are 461,776 transplants that have taken place since 1988. Like I said, the kidney, the liver, the heart, your pancreas, your cornea are just a few organs that are able to be transplanted. So now that we've seen some statistics regarding transplants, there's also a bunch of myths out there regarding organ transplantation. One of the biggest ones is if a doctor knows that you're a donor, they're not going to try to save you in a life-saving situation. That is completely false, as their number one priority is to save you. Another one is that you were placed on the transplant list depending upon your status in society, meaning rich are placed above poor, famous are placed above normal, or not normal, I'm sorry, regular citizens like you and myself. That is also completely false. You are put on the list depending on your need and severity of the transplant. Even though some celebrity may need one, and your need is greater, you will be placed upon before them. Finally, another big myth is some people believe you're only able to donate in a certain range. That is also completely false. You can either be 8 or 88, and you can donate your organs when you pass. So now that we've kind of showed some different statistics and myths, let me show you some famous people who have also experienced transplants. Everybody knows comedian George Lopez. In 2005, he received a transplant from his wife. Everybody knows Steve Jobs, the creator of the iPhone, iPad, iTouch, who knows where it's going from these days. 2004, he received a liver transplant. Finally, a third person would be comedian Tracy Morgan. He received a kidney transplant. Now, let me discuss to you a local hero. This little boy's name is Gabriel. He was diagnosed with needing a heart transplant and also given one just 13 days after he was born. According to his mom, she states that Gabriel is thriving and living life as every other 6-year-old does. So now you might be sitting there wondering, how do I become a donor? The two quickest and easiest ways to do it is either when you go and renew your license, you check the little box that says I would like to become a donor, or you can go to donatelifecolorado.com transplant.org. In the upper right-hand column of the page is a link that says register to become a donor. So now, going back to my daughter's story. In middle of 2007, she unfortunately passed away, waiting for her third transplant. When she passed, her mother and I both agreed we would donate her organs. It was about 6 months to a year later, I was informed that the donation went to 6 other little kids. It was at that point that I realized how important being an organ donor was. My daughter's passing helped 6 other kids. So now that you've seen some of the facts and the myths, and I've given you some stories, I want you to think about what would it be like, how would you feel if a family member of yours needed an organ? And wouldn't you want somebody to become a donor so that way they could become better and potentially live longer life? So once again, I ask you, what good are your organs to you after you pass? Thank you. Stop. Did you hit stop? No. Here's my audience.